Hey, good people, how you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of NextLevelGuitar.com. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar journeys are going famously. And today I have a video for you on how to try to cut down your setup time at rehearsals, at jams, at gigs. And we're going to do that by building what I call a cable snake. It's going to just slice half the amount of time off setup. This is my pedal board. Okay, this is a pedal pad. Check out the video I have on the actual pedal board, on the pedal pad system that I use. I'll put that link up in the cards up here. We have a lot of connections to make and a lot of cables to run back and forth to our amplifier, right? Most of the time, if you're using effects, you have your, you have your in for your guitar into your first pedal. So you have your out, which has to go run one cable, right, back to your amp. If you have an effects loop, you have an in and an out in addition to your guitar cable. In addition to that, you may have a cable for your foot switch, right? And that might be, whether it be a 5-pin connector or a TRS cable, or just a simple on-off. It's another cable that you have to run. You also might have cables for other things that you're running back and forth, as well as the cable running to the actual amplifier. So, you could have 4, 5, 6 cables, and each time you're laying those one at a time, back and forth, back and forth. What the cable snake does is it binds all your cables together and you put them in this loom. So basically, instead of running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you run one time, right? And you have everything marked. I'll show you how I did it. Connections to the amp, effects loop, everything. And then you run the one up to your pedal board. You're good to go. I want to go over how I made this and all the parts I used to make it. It's very easy, and the parts I got cheap at your local home store. I went to Home Depot and I got some stuff off of Amazon. And hey, if you have a second, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel, that really helps us to keep bringing the content, and we so appreciate it. If you like the video, please click the thumbs up button, give it a like, leave a comment below. Let us know what lessons you'd like to see, and let us know how you like this lesson, or let us know what gear you'd like to see reviewed. So the first thing you have to do is figure out how many cables you need to run and which cables, and you have to lay them all out from end to end in a straight run. And a couple quick tips about cables. Buy the best cables that you can afford. It makes it so less frustrating. I like the Mogami Gold series. They're expensive, but I never have to replace them. They never break down. And if one does break, I bring it right back to any Guitar Center or where I bought it, and they'll give me another one, no charge. They're made really well. Also, keep the cables the same. These are all Mogami Golds, as well as Mogami Golds in the pedal board, like for the pedal-to-pedal connections. Don't use like some monster cables, some bargain brand cables, some of these cables, some of that cables. Try to keep it consistent, get your cables, and then what you want to do is you want to lay them all out on the floor, okay? And basically put your pedal board at one end, run the all of them back to where approximately how far you're going to need. You always want to give yourself an extra, couple of feet. Some of the places that I play live, my amp is back kind of far, so I have 25 feet of cable. You might not need that much. You might only need 15. You want to try to keep your cables as short as possible. I have 3 instrument cables, and then I have 2 TRS cables for my amp controls. So basically I have 5. So I have one, the yellow and blue are for the effects, send and return. The red goes to the input of the amplifier. And then I have these TRS cables, which are for, I have 4 controls. Because my main rig is a Mesa Boogie Mark V head. So through these and through my amp switching system, I can control all 3 channels, as well as I could control the boost, I can control the reverb and the EQ. The next thing you'll need to do is you'll need to mark which cable is which on each end. Because once they're all loomed together, right, when you tie them together and then put the loom on them, you're not going to be able to tell them apart. So I use electrical tape for that. And you see all the different colors I have on both ends, so I know which cable is which. I brought a package with 6 different colors of electrical tape. I'll show you which one I got at Home Depot. It was like $4.98. And then I just tape up, right, the ends of each one. And then while you're at Home Depot in that same electrical department, go get some 4-inch cable ties I got a pack of 40. It was like $2.56 from Commercial Electric. I got the black ones. They come in various colors. 40 is more than enough you're going to need, because what you're going to do is, once you have your tape on both ends so you can tell which cable is which, you have everything laid out, you have everything plugged in so you know how much slack you need at each end, give yourself a little extra, and then every foot or so you're going to put one of those cable ties, pull it tight, and then cut the end off, right? So you go down the whole string of cables. So you can see as this is what you're going to have underneath the loom. I peeled some of the loom back, and you could see I have the cable tie tight, and then I cut the little ends off. Just be careful, another tip for you, when you cut the ends off, this end is sharp. So that's another nice reason why I have the loom on there. But every foot or so, go with a cable tie as you have them all laid out on the ground, and you'll have a nice wrap of your cables. So you can see where this is going, right? We want to make like one big cable, so we only have to make one run, and not all these individual back and forths, okay? So now you have everything color-coded on both ends, and you have the cable ties tied together every foot or so. Again, leave yourself plenty of slack at the end. I left myself a good 2 feet here to hook up at the amp and also at your pedal board at front. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this plastic loom around the whole thing for a couple of reasons. One, like I said, those cable ties, once you cut them, those ends are sharp, and if you're always grabbing them, you're going to be cutting your hands. And it gives it, besides that protection, it gives it kind of a nice polished look. This is 1-inch split tubing that I got off Amazon. It comes in different diameters. If you don't have as many cables, you can get 3/4. It comes in different lengths. I got 20 feet. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to, where it splits, you open it up and you wrap that hole all the way down the line in your wire loom. And I think I paid about $9.90 for 20 feet. And you want to mark, so here's the 5 I just showed you. And notice I have red tape on the end of this loom. That tells me I made red the amp going into the amp. Remember I said red before goes into the amp input? So I know this red is the amp side. Then on the other end, these are my cables up at the pedal board, and I have green. So I know green goes up to my pedal board. And then the other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to mark the connections at the amplifier, and I'll show you my Mesa Boogie Mark V head. For the effects loop, I have the blue and the yellow, which correspond to these two, the blue and the yellow cables, right? I have the TRS cables, either red and black, and then one is black. This one's white, red and black for the amp controls. And then, as you can see in the picture, amplifier going in there is red, which corresponds to the red here. So you see at the end of the show, whatever, disconnect, and that's it. So that's all that I need. And then I have one other cable that I plug from my guitar right into the front of the board, basically, that goes to my wah pedal. And that's it. So I hope this video helps you along in your guitar and musical journey. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel, that really helps us to keep bringing the content, and we so appreciate it. Also, I'll put some links down in the YouTube description box for some free video lessons and some ebooks. Be sure and check those out. If you like the video, please click the like button. Give it a thumbs up, and please leave a comment below. Let us know, what else you'd like to learn about guitar, what other lessons you'd like to see or gear you'd like to see reviewed. Let us know how you like this lesson, and we'll get some dialogue going. I'm David Taub, co-creator of Next Level Guitar. Thanks so much for your support over the years and years that we've been doing this here. You rock. And that's all I got to say about that. Thanks again. Stay tuned. Lots more great content coming, and I'll see you in the next lesson.